Elegant in here today, so if I complain, it is what it is. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about the time I saw a UFO. Now, UFO just means unidentified flying object. And so for me, that means it was a flying object that I couldn't identify. Now, I don't know if it was aliens or if it was, you know, like a government flying thing that, you know, we just aren't privy to. So I'll just start from the beginning. This is when I was very young. I was like 19. I had just gotten married. And we were moving to New Mexico. He was in the military. That's where he was being based. So we were on our way to New Mexico to live there. And we had to drive through Roswell. It's so funny that the one time I do see something, I'm in fucking Roswell. Like, what are the odds, right? So we were right outside of Roswell. We were driving down this like really long road, and in New Mexico, everything is flat. You can see fucking miles away, right? So I could see the town of Roswell over there. Like, you could see like the lights and stuff. You could see like civilization, and where I was, it was just all desert and a bunch of nothing, right? And it was like late evening, and I was just looking out the window, you know how you do when you're bored and don't want to look at your phone because you're getting car sick and all this other shit, right? And I saw what looked like a star, and I thought that's really odd. It's not dark out yet, but I see a star because it wasn't moving. It just looked like a star. And I showed my husband at the time, my ex-husband now, and he saw it and he was like, yeah, that is really weird. And me, of course, conspiracy theory is, I believe in a lot of shit. So I was like, I gotta keep watching this shit. All right, I gotta check this out. So I'm watching it, and it was just there, and the sun went down. During our drive. We still hadn't made it to Roswell because we had to drive through Roswell. That's not where our destination was, but we had to drive through the town. We hadn't made it quite there yet. I'm still looking up at this damn star, like trying to figure it out, right? And the sun goes down, and all the other stars are out now too, and it just looks like one of the other stars. So honestly, if I wouldn't have seen it before the sun went down, I may not have even noticed it because it just looked like one of the other stars. It wasn't brighter or duller or anything. And as I'm watching it, it looked like it started moving. And it started swaying like this. Back and forth slowly. And I thought, that's fucking weird, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's not something a star would do. And it did it for a minute or two, you know, enough time for where I'm watching it. He's watching it, and we're like, yeah, this is legit happening. Like, I'm not imagining this. It wasn't like a trick of my eye or some shit. Like, it was going about, like, it was, like, it's swooping down and up like that. And then it started to lower. It was, like, just, like, lowering. And then it would sway some more. And then it would go back up. And it would sway. And, I'm showing it with my hand, but with how far away it was and how well I could still see it, it had to have been huge, and it had to have been making, like, really big movements for it to look like this to me, right? And it just kept doing that. It did it for probably about, I'd say about 10 minutes. It would go up and down and swaying back and forth. And then, like I said, about 10 minutes, and then it turned red, and like a bright, beautiful red, and it just shot off within a second. It was gone, and it took off, and then I didn't see it again after that. It's a bit of a short story, but I mean, that's all that I saw. And I wasn't the only one who saw it, which helped validate me a lot. And it was just so weird that it was right outside of Roswell, and like, it was a UFO, and I didn't get a video of it or anything like that. This was like 10 years ago, so even if I would have had my camera on my phone, it wouldn't have turned out what it's 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I had a fucking flip phone. So yeah, it was really wild. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think that could have been? Like, do you think that it's like the government having, you know, technology that they're not telling us about? Do you think it was aliens? Do you think I'm wacko? Do you think I was just seeing stuff? Let me know. Like I said, once again, I know this is a really short video and this is a short story, but that's all I saw. It's not like this huge thing where like it came down and abducted me and I went here and there and like no, none of that shit. But I did see something in the sky that was maneuvering in ways that I know airplanes and all the technology that we are aware of as just regular civilians we don't know about. So it's something that I couldn't explain. It's something my ex-husband couldn't explain. And yeah, it was wild, and I'm really glad I got to experience it, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and go. Just remember that there's always hope that tomorrow will be a better day.